Hello, I'm Taylor Johnson with Keller Williams Capital Properties. I'm here today to discuss strategies for winning in multiple offer situations. When putting in an offer, you need to craft one that balances the strategy of your needs as a buyer with those of the seller. And you want to be sure that you're going to try to figure out something that provides the highest net dollar amount for the seller and the greatest convenience for the seller, also within your means and your budget. So one thing that my job to do as the buyer's representative is to call the listing agent and find out what the seller's needs are. Perhaps it's more important for the seller to have a quick sale than it is top dollar. Or perhaps the seller needs a place to live for a short period of time after the sale, so they need a rent back. These are examples of convenience, perhaps, versus top dollar. Let's look at the bottom line for the seller. Of course, your resources are limited, and the buying, as a buyer, and so you cannot always offer a higher price. And of course, the appraisal is an important factor to consider there too. If the house doesn't appraise at the price that you've offered, you can't get a loan for it anyhow. So something else you could do to help the bottom line for the seller is to offer to pay a portion or all of the transfer and recordation taxes that the seller pays. Or perhaps you offer to pay the last month's utilities or something like that. You can be very creative to try to figure out what is a way to add to the bottom line for the seller. Another thing you want to think about is the convenience. Of course, the most convenient thing for the seller is to make sure that the sale goes through, right? So, you can remove contingencies. But in addition to removing contingencies, what else can you do? Well, you could think about, the seller wants to make sure that whoever they choose is going to be able to have the resources to go through with the deal. And so they will look at your financial picture, they'll look at the money that you've offered to put down, and your earnest money deposit. So your down payment is an important number. The higher the percentage that you're willing to put down as a down payment, the stronger you look financially. Also, there's something called an earnest money deposit you put forward with your offer. This EMD is your money to use at settlement for closing costs or down payment or whatever you want to do with it. However, you also could potentially lose it if you default on some terms of the loan, of the contract, right? So it's considered as skin in the game. This is something that you've put forward to show that you're serious. So the higher the EMD, the better. I recommend a minimum of at least 2% of the purchase price. Another way that you could address the seller's convenience is to choose a title company that the seller or the listing agent approve of. Or you might offer to have the seller put any items that they don't want to move into one room and you take care of removal. Or you offer to buy the house as is. So they know that you're not going to come and negotiate for a long list of repairs. Of course, you and your agent should discuss this to create the strategy that fits best with your budget and your means, and also appealing to the seller. Every situation is different, so if you used a strategy on the offer you lost last week, it's possible on this week's offer it might work, all right? Or maybe you want to tweak it a little bit and readjust your strategy. I am Taylor Johnson with Keller Williams, and I'm here to be a resource for you, to help you with a home purchase, or just to give you advice, right? Reach out to me with questions. I'm happy to help, and thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye now.